Yeah, hi. I'm David Mortimer, married to Neroli. We've been at Grace for 22 years.
We have 4 children who have loved coming to Grace, and now we have 4 grandchildren who come. And my mother, of course, came quite some time ago, and she just loved Grace Vineyard. We just love the whole family atmosphere, and we, of course, I think it's just so important to have your children just come under that mantle of learning how to live as Jesus taught us.
Well, for me, I'm a property developer. Property's my passion. I've been involved with it for probably 50 years. When we started looking for a city campus, we looked for a number of different properties, but then we found this property that had 2 street frontages. It was right on the edge of the city centre. It was beautifully positioned for the city centre to grow, and I could just see that it was going to be positioned in a place that was going to be so central and be able to accommodate or take advantage of all the growth of the city that was coming towards us. And of course now we see that right opposite is Te Kaha, the new stadium. So we have in a spiritual sense, we have the light and the hope on one side of the street, and we have what is probably a religious symbol almost, the idol of sport and entertainment on the other side of the street, and we will be that light and beacon that shines to the people who visit that place.
Yes, I'm excited that we're round the corner from Ara. Young people who are there may have had backgrounds in going to Sunday school or church, and when you're away from home as studying, sometimes you just long for a little bit of what was once familiar, and hopefully they might just wander around the corner and come to that church and be so welcomed and continue in their faith. We know that in those streets in Central City there's all sorts of things that go on, but so I think we achieve a lot and by praying.
And we have prayed together as a couple throughout our married life.
Yeah.
And we've seen answers to prayer. We know that prayer is effective, prayer is powerful. And we go through seasons, I guess, where we pray together more and sometimes less, but we know that God hears and answers our prayers. Yeah, well, I might start with an analogy. Grace Vineyard started, let's say when the family started, because we are a family, it started in a small 1-bedroom flat in Kashmir. And the family grew, and that's, Genesis 1 tells us to go out and multiply. So Grace Vineyard has grown from a 1-bedroom flat. We're now in a 2, maybe 2.5-bedroom flat in Ferry Road, and it's not big enough for us. We've had to borrow neighbours' rooms to accommodate all the people that are coming. And we could see that we may get to a position where we were pre-earthquakes, where you've got a counter on the door and you say, sorry, full, turn people away. So we always knew, carrying on the analogy, we wanted to go from renting to owning our own house. And that's been a stretch. And when you look at the cost of the new house, we needed 5 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, we needed room to expand, which we've got at Tuam Street. It's a stretch to go from renting to raising the money to buying a place and then building a house that's appropriate. But we've made such incredible progress. We own the land, we've paid it off, we've got enough money almost, we're so tantalisingly close to being able to build our new home. So I'm passionate that we need a new home. We need a place to accommodate people. We need something that's too big for our needs currently, because to make disciples, we need room for them to come in. And that's what this facility will provide. And it will be a legacy, because our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, and as the family grows, maybe we spin off more Central City venues, but it gives us a solid base in the centre of the city to grow from.
Prayer and fasting. Just take a little bit of time if you haven't done it before. Just it's exciting. And you'll just be amazed what it does to your faith, to enrich your faith. It'll take you a long way and closer to Him.
He also tells us that we have spiritual weapons, and they're powerful and they're mighty, and we need to use them. We need to start, and I think a good place to start with prayer is developing that relationship. And as it develops, and as it grows, and as you hear from Him, then you will grow in your faith, you'll grow in your spiritual warfare, and you'll see the enemy defeated. You'll see walls pulled down. And a fast doesn't have to be no food. It can be fasting from something that you think you can't do without, maybe watching TV, looking at your phone, having a coffee. Instead of having that coffee or that meal, just spend that time thinking about the Lord, praying for what we're praying for.
And it just takes you closer and closer to Jesus.
So if you grasp the vision, if you want something and you want it badly enough, you will do what it takes to get it. But the other aspect is that God's hands on this, and it's His money, and the money will be raised, and the building will be built. I'm absolutely 100% confident about that. And I just encourage people, if you grasp the vision and run with it, we will get there, and it'll be exciting. It's a journey. It's a wonderful journey of faith.
And how exciting to think that whatever you contribute, you've been part of it. It's partly yours. As a group together, we're all hand in hand, buying that building, contributing, and watching it grow is going to be so exciting.
And it's an inheritance, because we are a family, so it's an inheritance for our children, for their children, for their children's children.